I never thought in a million years that I would actually be bringing this deck profile to you guys, but here we are. What's going on, you guys? Slim here to profile what we all believe to be one of the top tier decks of the format, and that's right, it's Guru control, baby. This deck is crazy. This deck is one of the most annoying decks I have had the displeasure of playing against. I can tell you right now, I would say probably my record against it, depending on which deck I was playing, was probably like 50-50. I haven't played against it as much as you would think, but I can tell you right now, I've had games where, you know, you just don't, when I was playing Thunder Dragons, of course, you know, you don't open Colossus, you don't open that strong, and they just, you know, have everything, and you just get blown out. Like, this deck is really insane. It's projected to be one of the best decks in the format, and, you know, I wanted to take my first stab at it and just see how it is, you know, to give variety to the channel as well, because I know you guys probably got tired of seeing Thunder Dragons and Mech Knight Invoked and other decks like that, but, you know, we're just adding more decks to the, you know, to our arsenal just to learn more. It helps us as a player. It helps us learn how to play against these decks and how to play with these decks, and I think that's truly valuable at the end of the day. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell. You'll be notified whenever I upload, and I hope you guys enjoyed this build. This is my first take at the deck, so be kind, loyal Subterra players. I am slowly learning how to play this deck and slowly learning the ins and outs of the deck. I want to give a huge shout out first and foremost to my boy Ryan the Gaskins, because he was helping me out with some things, and this is a very basic build, and this is just a build to start the format off. Will take any and all suggestions. You might not agree with some of the cards I'm playing. You might think some things are missing or some things just don't belong, and any help is welcome beyond belief, because again, you know, complete noob to this deck, and we're just trying to learn it, because, you know, that's how you get better at the game. You play every deck, you play with every deck, you play against every deck, and you just learn each day. So yeah, we will get into it. I hope you guys enjoy, and hopefully my explanations make sense and I don't miss anything. But yeah, first and foremost, the main man of the deck, Subterra Guru. Yeah, this card's nuts. This card is really nuts. Like, I didn't really understand, you know, when you're playing against it, you just get annoyed, you know, flip flop all day. Then when you actually play with it, when your opponent is on the receiving end, you know, you just open this with, you know, with the hidden state, and you literally just set this, flip it, and keep getting all this advantage, keep booking your opponent's monsters, keep doing so many things. Like, this deck is actually insane. I completely see why people are playing this deck and why this deck still had a lot of success last format and all the formats since it came out. This card single-handedly changed the deck, and yeah, it's insane. I really like this deck. I really like how it plays. Like, it's so control based, but it's such a weird, I'll be honest, playing it for the first time, it was so weird to me to keep flipping a card up and down, because I mean, I haven't done that since I played a deck called Pac-Man, and for you OG Yu-Gi-Oh players, you know exactly what I'm talking about, all the flip effect monsters. Yeah, but yeah, Guru's Bay in this deck. This card is insane. So yeah, huge fan of that. Obviously, that's the namesake of the deck. And then obviously my second favorite card is this card, freaking Fiendus. My god, like, what is this? This card is crazy. Just negates anything and you recycle it with Clave Clash? Like, what? Like, it's so ridiculous to me. Like, you know, like, how fast you get advantage just off of the City and Guru, it blows my mind. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, you might all think I'm just, like, praising this deck, but for someone who's never actually played with it, I get why it has a pretty loyal following. It doesn't have a huge representation here in North America, but my god, it's a hell of a deck. I can't tell you how many deck profiles I've watched besides Ryan's profile. I've watched decks from the UK, and yeah, I get it now. I get why they, you know, they play this deck. This deck is pretty crazy for a stun deck, and Fiendus is insane. So yeah, what an amazing hand trap. I do play the one copy of the Nemesis Archer. I've seen some lists that play two. Obviously, since I'm starting out, I'm just playing like the one of. I like this card a lot, though. It reminds me of Aaron, the Lightsworn monk. For those of you that play Lightsworn, all my OG Lightsworn fans, you guys know how it is. You know, you attack, you know, a face down monster, you control Guru or whatever, and you literally just spin the card back. That's crazy. I think that's really cool. Yeah, this and having this in Guru, it's like with Final Battle, it's just like a lock, and I really like it. So yeah, I totally get why people play this card. I'm not sure if 2 is correct. Again, in the comments below, let me know if you guys play 2 or not. But yeah, I really like the card. I like the card a lot, and I am playing one of the bricks. So yes, I've heard this card is a brick. Since I'm starting out, I just wanted to play it. There were more lists that played it than lists that didn't. I see now after playing a couple games why this card is a brick. I get that, you know, you're not going to always have the situation. Opening it early kind of sucks. Like, yeah, if you do flip the Guru down with battle and then you can special it from hand, that's cool. You know, if you're able to flip this, you can just keep banishing monsters. So that is pretty cool. It helps you get around some problematic monsters. But again, Subterra loyal players, do we keep this card in the deck? Because I'm actually not 100% sure. I mean, so far far in testing, it's been fine. I bricked with it like maybe once or twice, but other than that, I mean, when I was able to summon it, I was able to summon it, and it, you know, it was cool. I mean, being able to banish monsters is crazy. So yeah, card's really cool. You make tricks. Yeah, that card's pretty nice. So, and then just for the hand traps, I just played 3 Ash. Again, this is a preliminary build, so we're going to play the most standard build possible. And the 3 Ash is just the best hand trap. I think in the start of every format, you want to play the most generic, the card that gets the most mileage, and it's definitely Ash Blossom. So that's it for the monster cards. Onto the spells. The rest of the bread and butter of the deck, the Hidden City. I mean, why does this card have so many effects? Like, I mean, what? Add a Subterra monster, you know, flip-flop, negate attack, like, what? Like, what? That's so crazy. Like, yeah, I get it. This card is nuts. This card is absolutely nuts. To think that at one point they had, like, what, 6 copies of this, 5 copies of this, you know, now we're down to just the 4, but yeah, this card is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, this and Guru is just combo. It's like 2-card combo. It's nuts. And then the reason to play the deck, Pot of Greed. Literally, Pot of Greed. We do not care about our extra deck, as you guys will see when you see our extra deck. I mean, there's a little bit of strategy behind our extra deck, but not really. This card is nice. Hopefully you guys invested in these, because if you're trying to play one of these control decks like Altergeist or this, yeah, you need this card. This card is nuts. I would definitely not play the deck if we didn't have access to this card. This card is great. Just draw 2. It's insane. And so that all our effects can go off. I wasn't sure if this card was necessary, and then I watched a lot of deck profiles. I talked to Ryan about it. I talked to a lot of players about it. Yeah, you best believe we are playing 3 Called by the Grave, because I want my cards to resolve. I want my Hidden City to resolve. I want my Pot of Extravagance to resolve. I want everything to resolve. And also, this card is insane going second. Like, obviously we want to go first because we're a trap deck, but going second is crazy. This card is like a trap. So good against Orcus, because Babel is still crazy. Just being able to catch the skeleton is nuts. Being able to catch anything in the graveyard and negate it is amazing. So yeah, this card is definitely staying in the deck, for sure. And then for more consistency, just 2 copies of Duality. I felt 3 was too much. That's pretty standard. Most decks don't ever really play 3 Duality unless they really need to, but I like the ratio of the 3 Extravagance, 2 Duality. It's been working out perfect. It's the same ratio I'd play in Altergeist. And then for right now, I'm main decking 2 Super Poly, and it's just because I've looked at a lot of lists. I thought about Cosmic Cyclone. I'm still going back and forth. Again, you guys can let me know in the comments below which card would be better. Start of the format, it's really hard to say, because you could argue, yes, there might be a lot of back row decks, but again, there might still be a lot of combo decks. There might still be ways, you know, to Super Poly against Salamangreat, Super Poly against Orcus, and I mean, this card can just be an auto blowout, and you just win the game because of it. So right now I'm playing this, but again, this could change possibly back to Cosmic Cyclone, or interchange, or maybe play both, but so far that's what I'm playing. So yeah, this card's been good though. I love this card. You guys know in all my going second decks, or just any deck in general, I just really like having that card. I do understand it's not that good going first, but again, it can be another trap. And then I do play the 1 Cave Clash. People go back and forth, this card is good or not. I like this card. All my Subterras gain 500 attack and defense, and I think the fact that, you know, every time I inflict battle damage, I'm able to add back my Fiendus, like, that's ridiculous. Fiendus is such a powerful hand trap. Like, I really, really like this card. Like, you can search it, so once you get your whole engine rolling, you have this to just beef up your guys, and then with Final Battle to double the attack plus the boost. Like, it's crazy. So I actually really like this card. This card, I think I just bricked on it like once, but other than that, it was fine. The card was really cool. I like it. Like, again, I think like you have to play, like, out of the 2 bricks, I'd probably keep this over U-Matrix, to be honest. So yeah, so there's just that. And then my last spell, of course, the 4th copy of the Hidden City. That's it for the spells, and on to the traps. My only other hand trap, 3 impermanents. Ashen impermanents are the most generic hand traps. You'll get the most longevity and the most mileage out of them, so those are the ones I'm playing. Card's nuts, just stops everything. And then this is probably the biggest debate. So I am playing 3 Final Battle. Now, I've seen lists that play 2, I've seen lists that play 3. To be honest, I was trying to really understand the reasoning why people play 3. So from what I've been understanding is that if you hard draw it along with like your other pieces, you don't have to search it. You then are, you know, later in the, you know, your turn, you're able to search a second one, and having 2 copies of this is nuts. You know, it sets itself back down. It has 4 effects. Like, I think my favorite effect, honestly, is the one where it just beefs up the attack. Like, that's so crazy. You just get over problematic monsters by brute force, and then if you have Cave Clash, like, you just add cards back. Like, that's so crazy to me. So yeah, again, let me know if 3 is too many, if 2 is actually the right number, but I really like 3. Like, I understand the reasons why people play 3, because it's such a powerful card for the deck that, yeah, it kind of sucks to draw it without Guru, but, you know, we're just trying to do everything we can to get to Guru, get to a Subterra, and just get our whole engine rolling. So yeah, that's it for the Final Battle. And then, of course, this deck plays Floodgates. It plays the best Floodgate. There can only be one Floodgate. Yeah, what can I say? This card just wins games. You flip this card, you probably win the game. Like, yeah, they're all different types. Like, they're literally all different types. Like, that's so crazy. So yeah, there can only be one is nice. And then for the Solemn, so I got this idea 100% from the UK. I will tell you guys right now, I've watched a lot of their deck profiles, and they play the 2-2-2 split, and I actually really like it. It's 2 Judgment, 2 Warning, and 2 Crackdown. So it made a lot of sense. At first I was thinking, oh, do you play 3 Judgment, 3 Strike? You know, what ratio do you play? And I understand the reason why they play this to start out, because, you know, your life points matter. You want to be able to strike your opponent. You want to be able to judgment your opponent. Crackdown is insane. Just being able to take problematic monsters keeps you in the game longer. You can also do some cool things with some of the cards we play in the extra deck. So I really like that. And the Solemns have been great so far. Again, I might mess with the ratios as I go forward, but so far in my testing so far for the 10 plus matches I played with this deck, the more testing I've done with it online as well as in real life, this has proved to be really good, pretty consistent actually. Like I don't feel like I ever really brick with this deck. So outside of drawing like maybe the random one-ofs, but yeah. Other than that, the deck's been really good. So yeah, that was the main deck. And then just on to the extra deck first. Richard, of course. That's Dad. Nibiru token, because I pulled it, and I was like, yeah, I'll put it there. And then yeah, so the extra deck, you guys. This extra deck is literally super poly targets. And I don't want to banish them off of Extravagance, all of them. So I literally am maxing out on the 2 I feel I would make the most, the Starving Venom and the Violet Chimera. This is for all the dark decks. This is for the Solomon Grades. I just feel like, you know, you got to have them. You don't want to lose them all off of Extravagance. 2 Mud Dragons. Comes up in the Mirror Match, believe it or not, of all things. Comes up in weird situations. You'd be very surprised where this actually comes up. And then I wasn't sure what to put. This was my 15th card. Now I know this was normally for Thunder Dragons, but I use this also against Pendulums, because Pendulums put up a board. You know, if they use any kind of fusion monster and a dark monster, you know, I just want to be able to have this. It just helps clear the board, and it's nice. And you can also, you know, you can make this sometimes in place of Starving Venom, or you can use Starving Venom with the second Super Poly, and you have all those niche situations that comes up. So it's in there, but if it's incorrect, I'll probably take it out. And then just Link monsters, even though we never go into them. 2 Phoenix and 1 Cerebus. If they ever come up, so far they haven't, but they're there just for utility. And a Unicorn, of course. And then the last 2 cards is 2 Dingirsu. I don't know if this is correct. I have no idea. I had an Ultra. I pulled an Ulti. I was like, all right, you know, I'm going to put them both in here. Crackdown, you know, you take a Galatea, turn it into a Dingirsu. It's pretty nice. And we play a couple Crackdowns, so it could happen. Again, don't know if 2 is optimal, but again, if we play Extravagance, you know, if we still have 1 in our deck and we crack down the Galatea, I'd rather turn it into a Dingirsu than anything. So yeah. But that's it, you guys. That is it for the first build of Subterras here on the channel. I hope you guys did enjoy. Please give this video a like. It really does help me out. It helps the channel out. The algorithms on YouTube are getting crazier. Likes really matter, and it does help me out. And I know you guys enjoy these deck profiles. You guys seem to really like deck profiles here on my channel. I try to give the best explanations I can, even with a deck I'm new to. So just know that even though I'm new to a deck, it takes me a while. You guys remember when I first profiled Thunder Dragons, when I first profiled Mech Knight Invoke, when I first profiled Dark World, Dino Rabbit, all the decks that I've been playing on this channel for years. And you know, over time, through testing, through, you know, going to events, through locals, through everything, we learn a lot and we get better with the deck each and every day. And you know, it's cool to just try something else, to take a different perspective from going from a combo deck to just a more control-based deck with traps and stuff. I was a Dino Rabbit player back in 2012, and you know, we played traps, we played control decks, and it was pretty crazy. So it kind of feels like that again in a sense. It feels a different way. My boy Gage, Gage Scapegoat said it best. He said Guru reminds him of Spy. You're right, brother. You're right. It definitely does remind me of Gravekeeper Spy. It's been way too long. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Any suggestions, anything you guys can do to help me out and make this deck better, I would definitely appreciate it. And you'll definitely be seeing more updated builds of this deck in the future. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.